All right, welcome back, everybody. We're now going to move on to topic number 3, an overview of the various body systems. And so, if you, as you recall from the levels of organization video clip, or if you read in the book, your whole body is composed of many different body systems. And the remainder of your time in anatomy and physiology, both semesters, is largely going to consist of studying all of these different body systems in more detail. Okay, so this is a diagram which is showing you the various body systems you're going to be learning about, and those consist of the reproductive, integumentary system, that refers to your skin. That might be a new term for you. We'll be studying that in Unit 2. Skeletal system we'll study in Unit 3. Muscular system, Unit 4 this semester, and the nervous system we'll study in Unit 5. Then when you move on to Biology 202, you will study the circulatory or cardiovascular system, the endocrine system, that's the body system that's responsible for producing and releasing the hormones, chemical messengers that control many of your bodily processes, the lymphatic system, you'll study that in Biology 202, which includes things like your lymph nodes and your spleen. The digestive system will be part of Biology 202, so will the respiratory system, the urinary system, and the reproductive system. Cover all of those in the next part of the course. All right, so for the remainder of this particular video lecture, what I'm going to do is just hit some highlights on the different body systems. And your goal here is not to stress out over trying to learn lots and lots of details about what these body systems do right now, but in order to move forward in the course, you want to have at least a little bit of an understanding about what these body systems do. Okay, first one, the integumentary system. And honestly, guys, this is another one of those topics where if you just want to read it in the textbook, you're a good reader, you can absorb information that way. More power to you. You may not have to listen to a video lecture about it. It's up to you and what your preferences are as far as learning. Okay, your integumentary system is, as we see here on the diagram, consists of your skin, your hair, and your nails. It's the outer body covering, which protects you from things like, helps you maintain your internal environment in a stable way, helps keep things like moisture inside your body, keeps infectious germs like bacteria and viruses out, and also does some things for you like produces vitamin D. Maybe you've heard that before about your skin. Lots of sensations like pain and pressure, as you guys know. Also produces sweat to help you maintain your body temperature. Skeletal system provides a framework for you that consists of your bones and your joints. So provides protection, support, and cooperates with your muscular system to produce movements. Joints are locations where your bones come together, and you can move, one bone in some direction versus the other bone that's connected to it. Also, this might be something you don't know, your bones are responsible for producing your blood cells, your red blood cells and your white blood cells. Your bones also store minerals for you, especially calcium. Your bones are built largely from calcium, but also your body, calcium is absolutely critical for many of your body processes. You'll learn that as you move through your anatomy and physiology courses, and so your body actually has to store it so you never run out of it, and so it uses your bones to do that. All right, when we get to Unit 4 this semester, you're going to study the muscular system. That consists of the various muscles in the body, and of course they are responsible for movement, and also things like facial expressions. They help you maintain your posture. So sometimes you're consciously contracting muscles for movements, you're thinking about it. Other times you've got muscles contracting and you're not even thinking about it, and they're helping you do things like stand upright. You're not thinking about contracting muscles to make you do that, but if they weren't doing their job, you would just collapse onto the floor like a big bowl of jelly. Also, some other things, your muscular system, your muscles actually produce body heat to help maintain your body temperature, and we'll learn about that later in the semester. Nervous system consists of your brain, spinal cord, and then also the nerves that extend all throughout the body. And so this is, of course, a communication system and a control system. As you guys know, the brain is your command and control center, which is involved with ensuring that your body is functioning properly and doing everything that it's supposed to do, and taking in sensations from the environment and processing that information and giving you consciousness, etc. Another aspect of the nervous system, if I can back up here, fast-acting control, that is something you definitely want to associate with the nervous system. And you guys know that. Your brain acts very quickly to control things. So keep that in mind. Fast-acting control, almost instantaneous control. Your endocrine system, this is one that people aren't always familiar with, consists of a series of glands. Glands are structures in the body that secrete substances, or they produce it and then they secrete or release it into another area. Your endocrine system consists of glands that secrete hormones. Those are chemical messengers that then get into your bloodstream. The blood carries them throughout the body, and they send signals to other parts of the body. They tell them what to do. They either start or stop certain processes. So, and these hormones, you'll study those in Biology 202. They control all kinds of things, from growth to sperm and egg production in males and females, heart rate, how forcefully your heart contracts, all kinds of stuff. How fast your metabolism is. You've probably heard people before talk about their thyroid gland being responsible for, if they have a slow metabolism or a fast metabolism, and that can be true. The thyroid does produce hormones, chemicals that control your metabolism, how fast or how slow you use the calories that you're taking in from your foods. So here on this diagram, you can see the locations of different endocrine glands in the body. And you'll study those in Biology 202. Cardiovascular system consists of the heart and all of your blood vessels. The heart is responsible for pumping blood throughout the body so that it can transport. It's a transportation system. So that's something to definitely associate with your cardiovascular system. And it's bringing oxygen and nutrients to all of the cells in your body so that they have those which are necessary for them to survive. And then it also has to take away the wastes. So the cells in your body are very active. They produce wastes, and the bloodstream has to cart all those wastes away so that you can release them in your urine or your sweat or your feces, or even as you exhale air out of the body. So the cardiovascular system has multiple functions, bringing the good stuff to all of your tissues and taking away all the bad stuff. Lymphatic system and immune system, you'll study those in Biology 202. This is a system that people aren't all that familiar with a lot of times, but it also consists of a series of tubes that are almost like blood vessels, but they don't contain blood. What they do is your tissues all throughout your body have fluid in them. They're hydrated. They have fluid. All the cells in your tissues are surrounded by these fluids, and that fluid can build up to levels that winds up being too high. And so the lymphatic system, all these little vessels here that are highlighted in green, what they do is they pick up excess tissue fluids and take them down these little lymphatic vessel highways and return them to your bloodstream, to your blood vessels, so that fluid winds up back in your blood. And you've also no doubt heard of lymph nodes before. We've all experienced swollen lymph nodes, especially up here in the neck. Those are your cervical lymph nodes. And so those lymph nodes actually contain white blood cells that are important for fighting infections. And so that's another aspect of this body system, is helping you fight these foreign invaders that come into your body. All right, respiratory system consists, of course, of your lungs and your windpipe, your trachea, the larynx up here, where air first enters and starts moving towards the trachea, and then the bronchi and the bronchioles, those little air passageways that extend all throughout your lungs. If you haven't done the anatomy video clips for Unit 1 yet, you'll hear more about those on those particular clips. So the lungs, of course, take in air, and then you have an exchange of oxygen gas with the blood. The blood sends carbon dioxide back into the air in the lungs, and then you exhale out the carbon dioxide. So the respiratory system is important for gas exchange. That's a key thing to keep in mind about that system. Digestive system, from one end to the other, from your oral cavity up here, all the way down to the anus at the other end, and all of those organs that you're learning about on the anatomy side in between, consists of the digestive system. The idea there, of course, is to break down your food into absorbable small molecules, things that your intestinal tract can actually absorb and then transfer into your bloodstream. And then your blood is going to take all those nice nutrients and also the fluid that you've absorbed from the beverages that you've consumed. It's going to transport those things throughout your body to all of your cells and tissues to keep them hydrated and supplied with all of that nutrient goodness. Also, your digestive system has to eliminate things that you cannot digest. Those have to be eliminated as species. All right, your urinary system consists of your kidneys, and then you've got your urinary bladder, which is down deep in your pelvis. The kidneys make urine. Urine is actually blood that has been filtered to remove waste and other things that you need to remove from your body fluids. So the kidneys make urine. The urine travels through these tubes. These are called ureters or ureters. That brings the urine to the urinary bladder for storage, and then you've got a little tube called the urethra that carries that urine to the opening to the outside when you're ready to urinate and release that urine. So your urinary system is concerned with eliminating wastes from the body, especially nitrogen-containing wastes. You'll learn more about that in your second semester of A&P. Also plays a really important role in regulating, making sure you have proper levels of water and things like sodium and potassium. Also helps control the pH of your body fluid, so it's involved in acid-base balance. You'll hear more about that when we get to Chapter 2. Kidneys actually also help you maintain proper blood pressure, and you'll learn about that later as well. All right, reproductive systems. You'll study those next semester. The main sex organs in a male, primary sex organs, are the testes, and in a female they're actually the ovaries, because the testes produce sperm cells in the male and the ovaries produce the ova or egg cells. And so the whole job then of all those other parts, all of the rest of the plumbing of the reproductive system, is to deliver those sperm cells to a female so that those sperm cells can find and fertilize an egg and create a new human individual. So all the other parts there of the reproductive systems are designed to make that happen, and then in a female to nourish a developing embryo and fetus if fertilization occurs. Another thing to keep in mind, as I mentioned on the very first video clip, your organ systems are interdependent. That means they don't function as little islands. As I mentioned on that first video clip, your digestive system brings in nutrients and fluids, transfers that over here to your cardiovascular system. Your heart pumps the blood throughout your body, and the blood then releases fluids and nutrients into your tissues. Interstitial fluid there, that term refers to the fluids that bathe the cells in your body and your tissues throughout your body. The blood also has to pick up wastes that all of the cells in your body release as part of doing all of their metabolism, their various bodily processes. So the blood's going to take away the wastes. The kidneys remove a lot of those wastes from the blood during urine formation, and so you pee out a lot of those wastes. The lungs help you bring in the oxygen gas that all of the cells in your body need in order to be able to function properly. Then that oxygen gas gets into the blood, because the blood is your transportation system. Those are your highways that bring things all throughout the body. And then the blood also, the carbon dioxide, CO2, that it has picked up from all of the cells and the tissues in your body that they're generating as part of their functions, that gets transferred into the lungs so that you can exhale that back out to the atmosphere. So you can see how all these different body systems are working together to keep you alive as an individual human being. All right, so that's just kind of a little overview there of the different body systems that you'll be hearing about in Biology 201 and 202. Next video clip, we're going to talk more about, in a little bit more detail about the requirements for life. What makes something a living thing, and then what's required to keep a living thing like a human being alive.